Hey there, everybody. Thanks for joining me for another one-man review. Today, I'm going to be doing as careful and cautious of a review as I can of the re-up number 6 by Bilyeu and Juliette deWitt. I want to sing the praises of this book so highly, and I want to be able to explain why, but I don't know that I can do that without significantly spoiling the impact that reading this book can have in terms of like the emotional impact of reading it. You could please go watch any of the other reviews I've done of Chad's work, including Chad in Amsterdam, but especially the re-up stuff. The re-up has been one of my favorite comics going over the last couple years of doing reviews for the channel. I'm always, anytime Chad's got a new issue and he's in the United States selling them, I Venmo him my money like that and he'll send it to me. I just love this, and I got to get my re-up. The premise of the series, and I think Chad says this is going to be 24 issues, so we're at issue 6 of 24, if I remember correctly. The premise of this is pure, straightforward, honest autobiography of Chad's time as a drug dealer, starting with dealing weed to students at George Washington University, and then growing from there, I believe. It's kind of sold as a weed book, but it's really so much more than that. It's an autobiography of a drug dealer, and Chad is very, very honest throughout the series. He's dropping also like dropping game. He's showing some principles of what made him a successful businessman as a drug dealer, and kind of teaching the audience those principles, and then kind of also showing you by the way he's producing the comic and the way he's now selling the comic. It's like, look, you can take these skills, you can take these lessons that I've learned from doing something I'm not proud of, and apply them in ways with things that I am proud of. So there's more to it than just like, because I was talking to somebody, I was praising this on Instagram, and someone said, "Oh, I've been looking at that. I saw it at a convention or something." But I was like, "Yeah, a book about weed, whatever. That's not really my topic." So I want to stress that, like, yes, it's a book about weed, but that's like a pretty superficial. Also, like that is what it's about, but it's about so much more than that. But I don't even want to get into all what more it is because I don't want to ruin it. So, anyways, a super tentative, just showing you a little bit of what's going on in the book. This issue here is showing Chad growing up with him and his mom and his grandma, so you get some of like their relationship as a kid, and then mom and grandma are talking and reminiscing about Chad, so you're learning his backstory through them, and they're also trying to get a hold of him. And this is kind of like how raw and real this book gets, is that like there's scenes in here where his mom's calling him trying to get a hold of him, and he's just like straight up purposely ignoring her because he's in the middle of a drug deal or something like that. So being able to put yourself out there like that and being like, yeah, look, at this point in my life I was doing that, and I'm not proud of it, but like it's the truth. I'm not trying to gloss over any of that, and then trying to show both the glamorous parts where like, yeah, you're having adventures, you're getting money, but also like you're not taking your mom's calls, man. I think this book is very powerful for that. And then, yeah, I don't want to go into the book too much more, but like going back and learning some of the family history. It's not just about the dealing drugs either. There's so much of just like how someone builds a worldview, where their opinions came from, where they rebelled against those opinions and stuff. That it's such a rich book. There's so much more I want to say about this issue in particular, and what function I believe it's serving in the overall structure of the story that Chad is telling. I think this is a very key point in the overall story. And I think that there is like not a twist ending, or not even like a narrative twist, but just like it really upsets my assumptions about what this whole story is in a way that I just want people to experience it, like go out and buy it and experience it. I will say that I've been talking a lot in a lot of my videos about adult comics, like truly, truly books and pieces of art that are written from an adult point of view of people who have gone through really not like the coming of age, oh, I got picked on tough stuff, or not the broken heart at 20 tough stuff, but the my like what me and Tori have gone through. Like my partner was a fully functioning, healthy human adult, and now she's almost like totally disabled for 2 years. And like, how does that change your relationship? Those kinds of things. And I feel like a lot of comics autobiography, especially historically, it's changing. I think more and more projects like this are realizing what autobiography can and should be, how powerful it could be. When people aren't just talking about like, oh, I got picked on, oh, I can't get laid, oh, like I'm such a sexual pervert, I hump my pillow and fantasize about horse girls. Like there's a lot of stuff that's been celebrated as great autobiographical literature that's very childish and sophomoric in nature. And when you encounter something like what Chad's doing that is so richly adult and just so compelling understanding of how the world works, politics, human nature, character driven storytelling that really understands the positives and negatives of how beautiful and how disgusting and ugly the same person could be. That's some adult level stuff, and that's what Chad and Julia are doing. And I'm getting more and more excited about this with each issue. So, and I've spent enough time talking to Chad and understanding what kind of person he is that I have no doubt that by the time this series is over, I'm only going to be more and more excited about it than I am even now. So I could not recommend a book more than The Re-Up by Chad Bilyeu Juliette deWitt. I mean, even just look at the design decisions they make, and it's an impeccable product through and through. House on Fire by Matt Battaglia is a just gorgeous book where Matt's kind of making an emotional response to the years of COVID and wrapping that into a sci-fi dystopian future that really the sci-fi dystopian's backgrounded, and you're focused on the emotional journey of two characters in a really beautiful way. And then that's enhanced by Matt's like really awesome, loose, kind of Paul Popish dry brush work. And then Sean and Matt have worked to get this second kind of orange spot color in there that's going to look really, really beautiful, and has allowed Matt to use his dry brush technique to add tone to the thing too. So with Sean's production technique, this is going to be a gorgeous book with a lot of heart.